a little bit of an inside scoop on it, but let's see what others who might not know are trying to emulate you, but
It's like we're one persona when we're actively creating and our work, and then we're another persona where we're not connected to our creative outlets. My parents were like, "What are you going to do with an art degree?"
parents are like, traditional, even though they didn't do tradition, they don't do traditional work,
Right.
which is so funny that you say that because, dang.
Yeah.
Designing glass, designing in your face. Designing glass, designing in your face. Don't know what to design today, but there's just one thing I know for sure.
All right.
Welcome everyone. I'm Dev Dog Devin, and welcome back to another episode of Designing Last, where clients and colleagues help me complete the challenge of designing a memorable design in just a moment or laugh at our design in just a moment. Today's special guest client slash colleague is a special client slash colleague. He comes from a art background just like myself. However, he has a simple yet unique path of his own, if you will. Today's special guest client is none other than Carlos.
Carlos. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here and engaging this, thoughtful and fun conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, on this podcast, we normally do a little icebreaker to start it off the podcast where we try to
Okay.
guess, what you do and, what you're about. And I already have a, history with you, so I already have a little bit of an inside scoop on it. But let's see what others who might not know you what they would guess. So
Okay.
today I'm not going to even give you any guess of what Carlos does. I'm going to allow you all now to put it down in the comments. This is your chance to interact with us here on the podcast and let us know what do you think Carlos does.
Hmm. What do they say? What do they think?
All right, y'all. So this time I'm going to now allow you all to be revealed by letting Carlos tell you all himself who he is and what he does.
All right. So I am Carlos Martini, and I'm sure you're all wondering what I do. Well, I am a career coach. I am a career coach slash advocate. I focus on, assisting individuals with the, adequate and recommended steps and processes to undergo an effective and thorough job search and focusing on the etiquette involved. So, we all come from different backgrounds, we all have different skill sets to offer, education, etc. So, how we maneuver and how we embrace our professional development, that is what I'm here to do to help guide you, support you, and assist you. So, that is what I do currently, presently, and I've been doing it for over 20 years now, within various spaces and within various capacities. So within the nonprofit sector, higher education, ed tech. So it's been quite exciting. Have had the opportunity to meet with wonderful individuals and which has led to wonderful friendships. So that's fantastic. So that's what I
Man,
do.
you articulate that so eloquently and so effortlessly. Like, I have to give you some real props, seriously, at the moment. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen you, sir.
It
And
has been a while.
man, I have to let you know, like the first thing first off the bat, like when I first met you, that was
Yes.
one of the things that I felt a connection to you with, that you didn't seem like someone else who was just there at the school or the organization, just there for a paycheck. You really seemed very uh transparent and very genuine, and it comes across in just the way you carry yourself. And what you saying about you being like what about etiquette and things like that,
Yes.
that speaks volumes because I can see that right along with just the way that you talk and the way that you present yourself. And man, like I'm not saying that I'm trying to emulate you, but I definitely have taken the page from your note because I also have done some nonprofit this type of stuff, and
Oh,
I've done
nice.
things with children when it comes down to giving back, when it comes to etiquette. So I understand the importance of, just the simplest things of manners and things of that go a long ways, and then
Absolutely.
career development goes right hand in hand. So that's so cool that you say that.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that it's area of um work that came to me. I didn't really actively seek it out. I mean, as you mentioned, a background in the arts. My degree was in fine arts with a focus on graphic design. But I ended up, securing this role in a nonprofit organization in northern Indiana. This is where I graduated from school, was from Indiana University. And right
Okay.
after I graduated, my parents were like, "What are you going to do with an art degree?" I'm
Dun,
sure
dun,
a lot of parents have that
dun.
question. And I'm like, good question. I don't know. So my parents were board members of this nonprofit that mainly assisted the Latino community in northern Indiana and also southern Michigan. So it was called the Michiana area. And they were looking for someone to head the adult program. So helping with a variety of things. So offering ESL classes to adults, offering translations and interpretations. And part of those duties consisted in preparing them for the workforce. So developing resumes, how to properly interview, and that's what got this started. So that led to then working with additional non-for-profits. That led to working within higher ed. Oh, actually, no. Before higher ed, I was with the city of Chicago, working with individuals who had gotten laid off. Then that went on to higher education, and then within ed tech. So it's been a journey for sure.
Man, that's a lot to unpack. They have questions, like a lot of great
Oh,
questions,
questions,
hopefully.
questions.
But like first and foremost, first of our foremost, what you're doing as far as, like you said, representing not only just for yourself, but you're also for your family and then
Mhm.
also for your community. Uh, Kudos, man, because it's not easy in knowing that you have other people who are looking up to you, even if you're not asking for people to look up to you um to show you like how you're doing it or what you're doing that's different than everybody else. Like there's people who are standing before you, and there's people who stand behind you that are going to be watching not only like this podcast, but things that you do in general. And I just need to take the time to let you know that like that's important to recognize that because man, like I can see myself in you as far as that kind of relationship with the path. Like I'm not from Indiana, I'm from the Midwest as well, so I
Yeah.
get that connection. And like you
Yes.
said, of being like a art person from the background of that as well. Parents are like, traditional, even though they didn't do tradition, they don't do traditional work, which
Right.
is so funny that you say that because. Yeah, has a has a designer ever told you as a potential client some fancy words that you have no idea what they mean and you give them a look like, what does that mean? Like, literally. One's like topography, tracking, a tittle? What? Welcome to Black Tech Saturdays, a movement igniting innovation, creativity, and community for Black tech visionaries. At Deft, we believe design is more than just visuals, it's about crafting stories that inspire change. Black Tech Saturdays is the perfect platform to amplify these voices, creating new paths in the tech space. From running startups to empowering tech leaders, Deft is proud to support growth of Black tech culture. Are you ready to innovate, connect, and redefine possibilities? This is your chance to be a part of something bigger. Join us and show the world what Black excellence in tech looks like. Demystify moments. Demystify. 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 Man, like I have so many questions. I don't even know where the first question to ask,
All
but I
right.
just
Well, I
need to
hope I
tell
have
you.
fun answers for you.
Okay. Well, first for foremost,
Okay.
um, can you tell me a little bit more about your graphic design career as far as like where is it as of right now? Are you still doing that?
That's a really good question. So, my design background, I have used it indirectly, actually.
Okay.
So, let me explain on that. So, when I was working within career services in higher education, I was working with graphic design and visual communication uh, students and graduates. So, I was able to apply my background, my knowledge to their portfolio needs, their project needs when it came to the job search. So even though I wasn't directly designing, I was able to guide them and was able to provide them with information with what would be eye-catching, what would make their portfolio user-friendly, what would really seek out the attention of potential employers, what projects to focus more on, develop even further. And then on a personal note, design is all around me within my artwork, within my space, even with my clothing. I'm very particular about that.
Okay.
Which you will
I
never
see
tell
you into
because
fashion.
I'm addicted to black. So I just wear black. And when I wear color, I feel off.
Yeah,
But if you look at
yeah.
my artwork, it's all color. It's all color, 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 color. So interesting,
Huh.
huh?
Well, it, it's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of actual well-known fashion designers that even though they designed different pieces for different fashion houses and things like that, they
Yeah.
themselves when it comes to fashion have a very particular style that might be totally different from what they actually
Yes.
designed. So
Or
I
very
can
simple,
see
right?
that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Chic, I believe is the term.
There you go. Chic and
Yeah,
simple. I like that.
yeah, what I'm saying that, or yeah, or sometimes they might have opposite. Like their design might be very, what do you call it, streetwear or user friendly, easily, but their clothing that they wear might be very loud and very vibrant colors everywhere, and like but their designs itself is very
Exactly.
yeah. So it's interesting you say that, man. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we're one persona when we're actively creating and our work, and then we're another persona where we're not connected to our creative outlet. So it's interesting, huh?
It is. But then again, though, I think you're onto something when you said that, like how there's a disconnect. But I think there really is. I feel like you're your most authentic self, and I don't care if you're a creative or not. When you are free to not being judged by who you are and what you're doing. So when you are being creative
Absolutely.
to some degree, whether you view yourself as creative or not, when you're
Hmm.
trying to create, that's really when I feel like you are your most authentic, genuine self, where you don't have to worry about you trying to be like, oh, I got to make sure I'm worried about my image. Like it really is you just
Right.
being yourself.
Yes, I completely agree with you 100%. When you're creating for you and what really comes from you, that's when you're being your authentic self. You don't have anything to prove. You're not, being judged for a particular purpose. Now, I think that's one of the things that kept me kind of away from graphic design because I
Okay.
have people very, very close to me who are graphic designers, and they get judged constantly, constantly, right? That's the nature of their job, is
Hmm.
they have to please the client. But when you're an artist and you don't have that pressure, you can create for the sake of creating. It's just for you. And that really lets you, shine. It really lets you go crazy with and exploring and tapping into new ideas and new colors, new designs, new subject matter, new mediums. But when it comes to designers, they have a little bit more of a structured approach. I know this is going to sound really weird, but I've heard of graphic designers being referred to as the whores of the art world because they're getting paid for a specific service. And that's like, yikes, you know?
I mean, when you say it, I mean, people are being slimed out. What can I say? I mean, what I'm saying? Sometimes, some people really do um are okay with it. And I'm not saying I'm okay with it because trust me, like I think that we're undervalued as designers,
Oh
but
yeah.
you're onto something when it says when you talked about how review though. Like I think
Mm,
that's the reason why I'm constantly in a constant not battle, but like I'm constantly reinventing myself
mm,
as an individual because I think
absolutely.
that to classify myself as just a graphic designer, it's like that's the easiest way to try to say what I do, but it's not the
Hmm.
most accurate to me because
You're more
I
than
find
that.
myself putting out, like you said, as more on the artist side too, like doing things that try to not only bring me joy, but it's opportunities
Hmm.
and to express myself. That's what it really
Hmm.
comes down to. Like, I mean, a graphic designer, like you said, we're here for a service to provide
Right.
for the client, and I feel like there needs to be a balance between the two, and that's feel like we're glad that we have guests like you here to help us figure that out more. I want to pivot, and with that said, I wanted to start off with our first game of the podcast. Are you up for it?
Oh, sure.
All
Of course I'm
right,
up for it.
all right. Well, I mean, you're a man of many different talents, and like you said, you're very well read and well spoken. We want to find out more about. Man, I got your message loud and clear, bro. What are those you're wearing though? Come on, man. Can't have you out here looking like that, bro. Seriously, like, what are you wearing? Don't even worry about it. I'm glad you came to the merchandise shop. Don't even answer that question. Hey, by the way, what size do you wear? Okay. Well, hey, in order to be part of this crew, man, like, you gotta be a man of multiple different hats. Not everybody can wear these. Well, I guess you can. I lied. Anybody can wear it. Literally. Especially if you just go onto our website. Our website. That's Man, I ain't gonna spell it out for you. It's down below. Under pressure with
Oh,
with the clock, winding down. So this is your
okay,
chance to be able
pressure.
to hit. Yes, this is your chance to hit that game, but winning buzzer. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you got 30 seconds. You right? Get
Okay.
ready. Now ain't
All
normal how
right.
the game goes. You don't normally get a chance to prepare for it. I'm really
Okay.
giving you the chance to get your minds ready for this. Today's on the Design and Last, we're going to go ahead and play a fan favorite game that we call Two Truths and a Lie Career Edition. Here
Oh.
today with Carlos. So
Two
he's going to
truths and a
have 30
lie.
seconds to give us Two Truths and a Lie Career Edition. Make it interesting, make it challenging, and our viewers hopefully will be able to not be able to guess what you say, what you think is the lie. If they guess it, then
All
hey,
right.
that'd be even funner.
All right. All right. So two truths and a lie. All right. So here are three statements about me and see who can guess. I currently work very closely with individuals who are within the cybersecurity and coding industry. I have also assisted people who are within the art world. So they are, whether they're in design or they are in the traditional painting, fine art field, and landing opportunities that are um, life-changing for them. And then the other one, I would say that I have assisted individuals overseas secure high-end government jobs.
Okay, so y'all heard what here. Two Choosing a Lie Career Edition with Carlos here on Designing Last. Oh
All right, let's
man,
see which one's true, which one's a lie.
yeah, man. I'm interested to see what they're gonna put down there, man. We have no idea. Hey, Carlos, please, after the episode of the podcast, please come into the comments and interact with the viewers. Let them know that
Okay.
you know what you think, and we appreciate you, man.
All right. Now that was pressure. I'm like, ooh, what do I share? What do I share? So
Right.
yeah,
I try
get
to
me on
give
my
you a little
toes.
bit of what
A
you call
little
it?
time.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
bought some
So
time.
yeah. Because I understand. Like, trust me, it's not easy for everybody to be on the spot. But you definitely rose to the occasion, man. So thank you, man. Thank you.
I hope so. I don't know if those were good examples, but we'll see. We'll see what people guess.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask you something.
Sure.
So I think I remember it's been a while back now. Think I remember seeing a post that you had up regarding a book that someone close to you is recently published. Do you mind sharing us,
Yes.
about with us about that?
Yes, I would love to. That was a book titled The Ultimate Teacher, and it was written by my mother, my mom. And it's memoir about her life and most recently how her recent experience with leukemia and how that particular disease was her ultimate teacher. and what it came to teach her, right? And how it guided or gave her some understanding of some of her past, present, and future um, life journeys, I would say. So, very happy to say that she is absolutely 100% cancer free. So she's not in remission, she is cured. She underwent a bone marrow transplant, and I was her donor. And early this year in March, we went for the post-year checkup, and yep, no traces of cancer whatsoever. So now she's just going through her final vaccinations because she has the immune system of a baby.
I'm like, I love to hear it, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the book. That's the book, The Ultimate Teacher, written by my mom. Her name is Blanca Martini, and we call her Blanky. Well, I call her Mama or Mommy.
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
yeah, most of us in the family, she's referred to as Blanky. Um, but yeah, if you get a chance to check out the book, that would be fantastic. She would be thrilled. But yeah, it's very touching book. So I'm glad she did it because it's been a work in progress. She talked about this book for a long, long time, but when the her experience with leukemia came about, that was a confirmation of like I have to write this book, and she did.
Oh
So we're
man.
very proud of her.
Hey, I haven't met your mother, but man, I'm just honored just to know that you even shared that story with us, because that means something to me. Like my mother doesn't have leukemia or nothing, but just knowing that sentiment of, oh man, that's amazing, bro. I was no seriously,
It
like,
is.
oh man,
I do have to say it's amazing. There were some tricky times there, there were some difficult times, but looking back now, it's like all those, I guess you can call them struggles or obstacles, although they were, difficult, it contributed to who she is now, to who we are now, and it just confirms and values, confirms our the importance of, cherishing life because we don't know how long we'll be here, right? So living every moment that's in the present, right? I know that sounds a
yes
little
sir,
cheesy,
yes sir.
but we have to because we don't, tomorrow is not guaranteed for any of us. So
No, you absolutely are right. And forget cheesy, man. Sometimes people need to hear. I feel like people always are so all wrapped up on, oh, I gotta be cool. I gotta say something
oh,
so
like a
so
pro.
so profound, or something
Right.
so that nobody else is saying. Man, talk how you talk, say what you feel, and love who you love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
man, that is powerful. Like, can you tell us where we can find this book, man?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can buy it through Barnes& and Noble directly through their website. There's also, and I'll be happy to send these links to you, but it could also be done through the publisher. And you could also do it through Amazon, but Amazon is not in good graces with a lot of us. So if you don't have that issue with Amazon, you could also purchase it there.
Hey. He got options, y'all. You heard that? That's
You do
right.
have
So there's
options.
not one place you can just find it at. You can find it at all those places. And I'm going to, because Carlos is a great guest, I'm going to also link it for your guys' convenience into our description, just so you guys can be able to conveniently go there on your own time and show your support. We appreciate it. Man, thank you, Carlos.
Oh,
Like,
thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
This is
yeah, man.
fantastic. And I'm sure my mom will be very, very touched and thankful as well.
Hey man, we're here to help however we can. We can't
Thank you.
guarantee anything, but we definitely aim to be able to be a service to the community, to those who want to also help us as well. And
Absolutely.
even with that said, like, we don't do this for like no recognition. We do this because we just really enjoy what we do. Like, we
Right.
passionate about sharing the information and like growing. Like, man, we don't want to keep the
Yeah.
stuff information for ourselves. So hey, man, I never understood why people would be like, no, man, if you don't talk to me, then you can't get information. No, like I'll put it out there for
Yeah,
everybody to be able to do so. And if you do talk to us, that's even more powerful because then now we can be able to open up bigger doors.
absolutely. We're here to be of service. So,
Yes, sir.
we
Yes,
can't
sir.
be hoarding all the things we have to offer. We want to, happily and freely provide them to people who need them.
Absolutely. I mean, also, I also be supposed to know who needs them if we're not putting it out there and letting them know that we're available to be able to help. So,
Exactly.
like, I think now is a great time to go to our next game.
Ooh, another
So,
game?
oh yeah, man,
Wow.
we got plenty of games we can do, man.
Okay.
But you know what? Before we switch straight to the next game, I want to figure out how can we continue to push your story when it comes down to who you are, Carlos. Like, I think
Uh-huh.
it's important that people know who you are, what you do,
Okay.
and what you're about as an artist, for I guess the simplified version of defining who you are.
Right.
Okay, because we want to see if we can try to have your dreams or your visions come true here on the
Mm,
podcast. So on the
okay.
podcast, we like to try to see if we can, create something that's gonna be memorable to you and see if we can do it within the time frame that we have within the challenge. I don't know if you
Okay.
watch the podcast, but we
Yes.
usually have a challenge where we do 10 minutes of create something, see if it's memorable, and
Okay.
you're no different than any other guest. So we want to give you that chance to be able to see what can be designed for you that's going to be memorable.
Okay. Let's go for it.
So with that said, do you have any ideas of anything,
What you could
person?
create for me. Hmm. Well, I've been giving this some thought.
Okay.
And, sometimes as creatives, we overthink things sometimes, right? So I've been curious about creating a logo for myself, a personal logo.
Okay.
So what about we explore ideas on what that logo could consist of? Whether it be a play on my initials or whether it be a play in the type of artwork I do, whatever. This is the time to explore. What about that? Does that sound good?
I like that. You already came with directions. So you've been watching and on a slick tip. Okay. Okay. That's cool though. That makes it even more interesting. Hey, that just means, I
Okay.
guess that means since Carlos has been watching and he has a little bit of a leg up, hopefully we're definitely gonna make something memorable. But hey, I'm up for the
Okay.
challenge, y'all. I'm
All
up
right,
for
let's
it.
do
Let's go. Okay.
this.
Oh, Carlos, man. You're full of surprises. Okay.
Surprise.
Right. So what about that then? Um, okay, let's break that down.
Okay.
When it comes down to your personal brand, let's say this is a
Hmm.
personal brand because it sounds like
Okay.
that's what this is. Is it going to be about your personal brand when it comes to being a career development coach, or is it going to be a personal
Hmm.
brand about something totally different?
Um, I maybe it could be let's branch out. Let's make it be focused just on artwork, right? That is part
Okay.
of me that I tend to keep not necessarily to myself, but it's not something that I do um, you know, like I do my regular professional 9 to 5 type of an approach to work. That's more of
Okay.
my space for me to meditate. So I would love to give it the same level of attention as I do to my daily job.
I'm here for it, man. We all
All
need that
right.
therapeutic, release, that dopamine release. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, with it being art, okay, how would you define your art? can you give us some descriptive words to define it?
Sure. So let's see. Some descriptive words. I would say it's it's a bit of it has a bit of an illustration look and feel. It could be very colorful. It can be very abstract, very geometric at
Okay.
times, and extremely detailed. It can be very, very detailed. Um, and it's kind of like a sneak preview into what's going on in here.
So let me um make sure we're clear on the same page. You said it has
Okay.
abstract, it sometimes has
Yes.
detail, and you
Yes.
also said it has a lot of color, right?
A lot of color. Yes. A lot of
It
color.
is usually what's going on, it usually defines what's going on in your head
Yes, in
at the
his
moment.
noggin.
All right,
Yes.
so it
Yes.
sounds like it could be emotional driven, or is it movement based, or is it more of a you capturing an actual picture that you see visually something going on in your head right now?
I would say it would be more like emotionally driven. So sometimes if you see one of my pieces, and this is something that I always struggle with, maybe you do too, and you can tell me,
Okay.
when people see a piece of yours and then they ask you, what does it mean? You know, I'm always left to say, well, what does it mean to you? Because it could mean something completely different to everyone. I don't make it for it to mean something in particular. I made it because that particular day or that particular time period, I was going through some things, whether they were good or bad or neutral. But what does it mean to you? That's more important to me. Um, so yeah, it's definitely much more emotion driven. Even the choice of colors, the choice of uh, design elements. Yeah, it's definitely emotion driven.
All right. Well, cool. Now that we got that clarified, we're going to design today on today's episode of the podcast a logo for Carlos with
Okay.
that in mind. So that's right. Here on Designer Labs today, you all, we're going to create a logo for Carlos when it comes down to designs today's designing challenge, and we're going to be creating it based off of emotion. And
Emotion.
I think that's a great, direction to go in.
Okay.
Also, I want to also piggyback off of what you were saying about how you said how you answered that question and you put it back to the viewer. Um,
Uh-huh.
I kind of do something similar to that, just to just say that, but it's not because like I don't want to give them my own. Like I said, I always have an actual reason usually, but I always
Yes.
get the response of that's some deep stuff. Like that's just it kind of like it's something to it. So I'm like, well, at the end of the day, it's still gonna have to speak to them anyways, and they're gonna come up with their
Right.
own thing. So that's the reason why
Exactly.
if I do that, it's only if they ask. But usually, yeah, it's like you go there, all this, and you have these, these thoughts or all this different emotions or reason
Yeah.
behind it. And if you go into details behind telling somebody, they might hear you out for the moment, but then it's like, okay, so are they gonna stay with that? That kind of thing. So
Right.
I hear what you're saying, man. So hey. I'm up for the challenge. Here, you guys, stay
Okay.
tuned. We're going to be designing here on Designing Last, a logo coming up real soon on Designing Last.
In the crowded world of brands, standing out isn't an option. It's a necessity. What sets Deft apart? It's our dedication to personal, bespoke branding solutions. With just one designer, you get the attention that your brand deserves. From concept to creation, we craft brands that resonate, inspire, and captivate. Your brand deserves to be Deft. Visit devinsdeft.design and let's start creating something amazing together.
Festive, festive, festive. All right, so I was thinking, with that said, Carlos,
Mhm.
today we're going to play a special, original, first time ever being played game that we here on Designing Labs
First time
that we
ever.
call, yep, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's called Brandosaurus. Very simple,
Okay.
very
Okay.
simple. I have a hat here with a 10, that's two times, that's right, five and five.
5 and 5.
That's 10 random different items or or things. And
Hmm.
you're going to, so with your help, I'm sorry, I'm going to
Yeah.
select one, and then you're going to have 3 minutes to give me a pitch
A
based off of that word for your own brand. It's going to be a fictional
Okay.
company inspired based off of that word. So you're going to give me a
Okay.
pitch based off of that word.
Oh, what my company is?
Yes, for three,
Okay, a
you
fictional
got 3 minutes
company.
to do it though. So use
Okay.
those 3 minutes wisely. Um,
Okay.
give me a second. Let me get my
Okay.
time clock ready. All
Okay.
right.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Oh man, what did I get myself into, right?
Now I'm dabbling into advertising.
Yeah, right. Hey, man, you said it. Okay, I got 3 minutes ready. So,
Okay.
first things first, I'm not gonna start the clock until
Okay.
you have the word, and then once you have the word, the clock is gonna
Hmm.
start instantly. So,
Okay.
just be mindful of that. And you only got three
Okay.
minutes, so
3 minutes to pitch my fictional company.
yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. I'm not looking, as you all can
Mm.
see. Hmm. All right, y'all. Let's see what is he going to get. All
Okay.
right.
Let's see.
Here we go.
All right.
Whoa. Here we are. I'm gonna put the word up here for you all so you guys can see for yourselves. Speakers.
Speakers.
Yes.
All right. All right. So did the clock start already?
You right. I said that and I still didn't start it. Hey, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. No. Starting now.
All right, so my company is called Martini Speakers, and these speakers will accompany you through all your entertainment needs, especially when you are, lounging with friends, colleagues or friends and you want to have a good time, a relaxing time, you can enjoy our line of Martini speakers. So these come in various styles and capacities. You can have your wireless speakers, which are ideal for any space, whether it be a commercial space, a home space, or what have you. Then we have the more design-driven speakers, which are a bit more heavy, more intrusive in regards to your space, but they become part of your design space. And then we have the more commercial speakers that are for your daily use, such as your headphones, your ear pods that could accompany you throughout your daily life, the gym, whenever you're doing your chores. Maybe you need to disconnect what you're doing your work. So if you are looking for a specific line of speakers, you can count on Martini speakers to help you with enjoy live music because as they say, music is the soundtrack to our lives. So we would like to contribute to your own soundtrack. Is that good?
Hey, you didn't even need the whole 3 minutes. You got a whole minute and 20 seconds later. So, hey, man, you did
Oh,
great to
wait.
me.
Mm.
Hey, hey, man, I think they're probably going to see this and think that, hey, man, he's selling some speakers for real. Like, you might,
I
might,
wish I
you
knew
might
more
want to.
about speaker terminology. All I could come up was wireless.
Hey, man, when in doubt, at least mention the features. That's
Yes, yes, that's
If you
true.
don't
And the
know how it
purpose.
works, always talk about the features. No.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh
Martini
man.
speakers.
Hey, where can they be found?
They can be found on our website, martinispeakers.com. They could also be found on major retail stores throughout the nation and internationally. And you could also visit our individual highlighted social media presence. So we are on Instagram, we are on the old-fashioned Facebook because we need to, cater to people of all walks of life and ages. Ta-da!
Oh man, you used that time up wisely and so perfect, man. Oh,
I
that
am
was
so glad I am not
perfect.
in advertising. I am so glad I'm not in advertising.
Yeah, yeah. But you did it though, man. Hey, you did it effortlessly, man. That's what's up.
Sweet. All right. All
Cool,
right.
cool, cool. Well, hey, with that said, now is the time for the real challenge. What you're here
Okay.
for, right? On Designing
All right.
Labs on the podcast. So at this time, I'm going to now share the screen with you,
Okay.
and we're going to get into today's design challenge.
See, we started the brainstorming process.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But because of that, man, I mean, we didn't finish. Well, we got something done, but I
We
don't
sure
know
did.
if we made the challenge. So at this time, you guys leave it down in the comments. If did we meet the challenge or not? Um, what do you think, Carlos? What do you think? Did we meet the challenge?
I think so. I mean, that's one of the things about logo design, right?
Okay.
It's work in progress. You
Yes.
need different iterations, different thumbnails, different ideas. So I think you met the challenge because you were able to start the first piece to get the ball rolling. So
Okay. Okay.
that's just my opinion.
Hey, your opinion matters here, though, sir. So I'm asking. So I thank you. Like, you've been a very helpful client, and when it comes down to bringing your vision to life, because that's what we do here as a graphic designers or artists in general. Like, we bring visions to to life. Like, literally, we tell
Yeah.
stories using our our visual imagery, and like. Um, I think that it was memorable because of the fact of if I was to be able to like just pick apart what we just designed, I could actually just describe it without being
Mm,
like, oh yeah, man, I think I know what it is. Like, I think I really could accurately design it. I mean, I could describe it. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I think we did a great job as well.
I
So
think so too. Yes.
cool,
In
man.
agreement.
Good, good,
On the
good.
same page. Awesome.
Okay, well, good,
Yes.
good, good, man. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I make it look a little easy, but it's not always that easy. And
Oh
sometimes
no, it's not.
you're
It's not easy.
like, "What did you just do?" I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close this now. You know?
Never mind. You
Right,
didn't see
right,
anything.
right. You're gonna know, man. Oh man, Carlos. At
Yes.
this time, man, I want to not only acknowledge how how amazing you are as a guest, but like I also want to acknowledge like where you are as far as an artist. Like at this time, I want to give you the floor to tell us more about like what things you want to do in the future, what things you want to see more as far as within can the industry. You know, we want to know
Hmm.
more about the insides of how you feel and what you think.
Okay. So from a personal perspective, in regard to my personal work,
Mhm.
one thing that I've always had a focus on is to make my artwork accessible because I know that there's a lot of fantastic artists out there, just amazing artists, but their work is only for a select few, right? And I think art should be shared. It should be, everyone should have access to original pieces that don't require, breaking the bank. So, that being said, I've always explored ideas on how to do just that, how to make my work accessible. So, exploring with, putting my work into prints, putting my work into stationery, putting my work into stickers. That's something I did recently, and they were a huge hit. So, stickers it is for a while. I'm also partnering with a friend who does a lot of she sews, she makes her own clothing, and she makes pillows and decorative things for the home. So we're going to partner, and we're going to make home decor pillows. So it's going to have her artistry as far as putting them together, making them stand out with specific, design elements, but it's going to have some of my artwork, whether it be a print on fabric or if it's we directly paint on the fabric itself. We're exploring ideas. And we're also going to do like pouches, like to store whatever you like with the same concept. So a little bit, I tried to dabble this a few years back when I was still in Chicago, and we had I dedicated a whole summer to work on pieces. And then we did a 1 day pop-up shop in this boutique in the Loop, and we did very, very well. So I want to bring that back, but with a different twist to it. So yeah, I would say that's one of the things that I want to focus on is make it unique, make it fun, make it eye-catching, but most of all, make it accessible for sure.
Like that's so dope that you were doing that. Like I've been, I don't normally try to be what do you call it, secretive and nothing like that, but I've
Uh-huh.
noticed that the more that I've hold into, what I'm working on and just diligently work on it and then present it when it's time, it's been a little bit more I've seen more success with it than it is to me just
Mm-hmm.
telling, what I want to do or what I'm trying to do because I feel like, you can kind of say it, then you kind of like get stuck in the what do you call it? It like you know how if you speak of something they say it kind of like is it already exists now that it's already as if it happened. So if you speak
Right.
about you're doing it and you're still in the process of doing it, then you kind of like lose that what do you call it? That drive to actually make it come to true because it's kind of like you
Right.
already got that in your mind. It's already done. So you kind of like, okay, yeah, I've already talked about it now. So I I've learned there's a balance between that, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes though, you have to be able to speak some things out too, though, because you want to manifest some things too, though. So like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's there's like you said, you're torn. Sometimes I have all these ideas,
Hmm.
but if I start to voice them or like share them with everyone,
Hmm.
then they lose their initial impact.
Yes.
Like I envision them in a specific way, but the minute I
Hmm.
start to talk about them, they take a different shape. So
Yeah.
then it kind of like you lose a little bit of that excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So when you keep it to yourself, you create it and then you share about it, it's more rewarding, right?
Yes.
But it depends. Sometimes you need to talk about some ideas to get them out there, manifest them.
Mm-hmm.
Other people can contribute, just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
developing partnerships. So
Mm-hmm.
it depends on the nature of the piece that you're working on or the type of project that you're working on. But yeah, I like the fact that some things are meant for to stay with us
Mm-hmm.
and then we share them, and some things are meant to be shared right away so that we can actually execute them.
Do you have any like tips or insights on how you go about that to you can give to our audience that maybe can be able to further make it easier for them when it comes down to the challenges? Because I'm pretty sure there's other people out there who,
Mhm.
deal with the same type of things that we do.
Yeah. So as far as tips, one thing that works for me is, art is more like an outlet. So if I am, going through a rough period or I'm going through a period of, everything's going well, it's like kind of very joyous and you're inspired, you feel good, you want to kind of like put that feeling into your work.
Mhm.
Um, like focus on that. That is your priority. Like that is how do you want to communicate that, whatever medium it is, just making that your priority. What other people think, that is not important. What's important is what it means to you, right? So you're working with it. It might never be finished, but you have something, or maybe it is a piece that you flat out just complete and you're pleased with it. And if you want to share it and other people share the same views of like, oh, they enjoy it, they like it, fantastic. If other people are like, I've seen better, but who cares? You didn't do it for them. You did it for you. Um, so that's why I think some people, I mean, at first I'll share this. First, I was very hesitant to show my work, right? I would do it for me. Then it got a little bit of people kind of like giving me the encouragement that you should share it, you should put it up, like little coffee shops here or boutiques here, just put it up and see what the response is like. So I started doing that, especially in Chicago. I approached, restaurants, coffee shops, salons, and I would put them up, and the response was always great. People liked them. A few commissions came out of that. So then I thought, okay, but then I explore with pieces that were more reflective of my feelings, my emotions. And that one was interesting because some people are like really identified with it. They're like, oh, it's so fascinating, it's very detailed. And some people are like, I don't get
Yeah, like,
it.
what is this?
What is that?
Yeah.
And that's where I would get the question, what does it mean to you? I'm like, what does it mean to you? Because that's what I'd be curious. What, what, sparks in you seeing these type of images or colors or design elements? So yeah, so my advice, my tip would be to do it for you. It's not meant for anybody else. Unless it's a commission, then yes, it is for someone else.
I agree with you. And to piggyback off of what you, it's okay, artists or designers or whoever is watching, to know that sometimes you have to be a little selfish. Like, I think that people
Mhm.
always think that it's always about everybody else. And yes, it's about the whole bigger picture of everybody working together, but you have to have some kind of things for yourself that you have to take some pride into it, to some degree, because otherwise, what's it worth? Like, if you can't do anything for everybody else and then have nothing for yourself. Like,
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
that's the quickest way to be burned out or to have any kind of other, mental breakdowns or everything else. So I just want to be able to
Absolutely.
let you guys know that I support what Carlos is talking about, because that is something that's important that I think that people need to realize. Like I said, the more you can do some things for yourself, sometimes to the degree, it can be more. opening to you having more creativity when it comes to you working with other people as well, do I feel like?
Hmm.
Because when it comes down to
Collaborations,
designing,
partnerships.
yes, like when he works to them, now you can have something more of a connection so you can have it to experience to bounce off of as opposed to just being like, oh, that's they asked me to do this, so this is what I did. Like, you're not a robot, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. Yes, yes. I wish I could show you because, okay, so there's pieces that I work on that are just for me. And I like them and I wouldn't have a problem sharing them, but they have their time and place. So I store them. I have my little cabinet here.
Okay,
And then there's others that I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind putting this up, so I have them up.
okay,
And then there's others that are in progress. I mean, I guess I could show you that one. Let's see if I could
okay.
show you. Give me 1 second.
Appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
And we're over here
So
podcasting. We'll see what you got.
so you can see the easel there. So
Yes,
that's one
sir.
that's in progress right now, right?
Okay. And you do big
Um,
pieces, I see.
Yeah, I started with just small,
Okay.
small, small, but then I started to get this kind of like itch of like, oh, just because, see, that's the thing, small and very detailed and very like exact. And then I was like, oh, I want to like break free of that large scale and more like abstract. And then I had to catch myself because I would start doing abstract. I'm like, oh, I want to fix this. This doesn't look like right. I'm like, nope, that defeats the purpose. It's supposed to be abstract. So. That one I was able to compromise. It has abstract, but it also has a fair amount of detail. So, yeah, just so you can get a little bit of an idea. And then there's some things that they never make it to the public eye. They're just stored away.
Hey, hey, man, thank you for first and foremost for being open to, feel comfortable with sharing that with me because, like that's something you're working on privately and it's gonna be out there for other people to see, but also like I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm over here like I want to see more.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Yes,
Yeah, see,
man.
that's the thing. It's so subjective, right? Some people might identify with it, some people might like it, some people it might spark, weird feelings, some people might not like it at all. You just never know. And it could be anything. It could be the combination of colors, it could be the subject matter, literally anything.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that's what makes art interesting. It makes it very thought-provoking, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, with that said, sir, you
Yes.
said so much and you gave us great insights of who you are. You gave us some tips and you've completed all the different challenges and different things. And I need to go ahead and give you your flowers and and give you your moment to be able to find out more about where people can find you and what you can what they can expect from you.
Absolutely. As far as where people can find me, depending on what side of Carlos you're interested in. So if you're interested in the career coaching side of Carlos, you can find me on LinkedIn through, Carlos Baldizol Martini, and I'll be happy to share all those things with you. If you're more in the art side of Carlos of an interest, my website, which is carlosbmartini.com. So that's where you can see some of my pieces and what I'm up to now.
Cool, man. You have any closing remarks, any questions, anything like that before we get up out of here?
As far as closing remarks, I just want to thank you. This has been so much fun. A little bit of a break from the daily routine of, the day in life of a career coach. So I got it. I was able to talk about other things that are so dear to me and very energizing. So thank you for that opportunity. And it's been a roller coaster. I got nervous when we did the challenge. I channeled my inner advertising professional, a demanding client in what I wanted in a logo. So all these personas came out. Thank you.
Hey, man, but you're absolutely right though. Like that's literally what it's like. It's like a story. Like you see firsthand artists getting the chance to see what it's like being a client as well. So
Yeah.
and you really did that. Like you did that, man. You did that.
So yes, thank you. This has been really, really fun. Thank you for the opportunity. And I love this that you're doing. This is fantastic. This is such a good way to engage with people and do what you love. So this is great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, man. You've been a great guest. I'm not going to talk your ear off. Hey, this has been another great episode of Designing Labs. I appreciate you all for watching and listening and being engaged. Continue to keep being engaged, stay creative. Until next time, this is Dev Dog Devin here with Designing Labs. Hey, and awesome. Before we get up out of here, don't forget to hit us up on Patreon. We have all kind of great content that is exclusive just for you. Until next time, this is David R. Devin with Designer Labs. Peace. Hey man, thank you, thank you, thank you. That
Thank
was a
you.
lot of fun. Design Labs.